Well, hey, my name is JD Dorland. Welcome to my studio. So glad you joined me today. Hey, I want to take a moment and just talk about a quick idea for you as a solo pianist. And as a solo pianist, we have to do kind of three main things, right? We get to, of course, carry the melody, but we got to carry the groove as well as the harmony, right? And all those are kind of intertwined. And so as a teacher, I get questions of, well, what do I do with my left hand or whatnot from students that are, getting into jazz piano and whatnot. And a basic kind of baseline idea is the two feel. And maybe you've heard of this, maybe you haven't. Maybe you're so new that you just, what's a two feel? You probably have heard it if you listen to any kind of jazz. But all it is basically playing a half note in the bass, right? Half note on the bottom end. So, a 1, 3. That's it. And what we're going to do today is just basically talk about playing a root and a fifth, right? You could substitute a third instead of the fifth, and that's totally fine. But I'm just going to keep it easy today and just say, hey, let's just do root and fifth, right? To start with, we're just going to go bottom to top, right? So I'm just going to take a 12-bar blues, an F, and we'll just, just your basic 1, 4, 5 chords, and just show you quick example, right? So, starting on my 1, 1, to my 4 chord, back to 1, back to 4, and my 1, right? Just bottom top, to my 5, and my 4. And you could throw a 5 chord, turn around and 2, 5, whatever. But basic, just that idea, taking a root 5, don't even think about weird fingering, just do your pinky and your thumb, right? It's a fifth. It falls naturally. So, all right, couple more ideas just to kind of mix it up a little bit more, and not really adding anything, but if I don't want to just get stuck doing that bottom top, which you won't, but it's a good place to start. But just to add a little bit more color or maybe a little bit more movement, add the octave up or the root above that fifth, or even below it for that matter. But here's above, right? So that idea, right? Something like I have 4 bars of F or even 2 bars of F, but basically more than 1 bar. I have that extra measure, extra 4 beats to carry it up, come back, right? And it's just a little bit more, tiny bit more exciting than playing that regular bottom top, right? So take that all the way through, right? Here's that same progression, my 4 chord, back to 1, here I get those 2 bars, back to my 4, I get 2 bars of this, I can take it back up, going down, back to my 5, right? Bottom, top, if you want to think of it that way, or just root 5, octave, or again, you could take it down if you wanted to. It all works. Just, again, the biggest idea out of this is, can I keep the groove? Can I keep that good 2 half note on the bottom feel? Because, if people can't tap their foot to what you're playing, it doesn't really matter how many notes, how fast you're playing. It's about the feel. So, swing it well, good root, good fifth, 1, 3, 1, 3, right? All right, one last little idea to spice it up is add a little passing tone, right? So if I'm going from, say, the F chord to a B flat chord, from that fifth of F, which is our C, right? F, C, down to a B flat, there's one note, there's that B natural in between, right? And I can use that little half step walk down, and it's a nice little spice, right? Just adding a little color. Here's that octave, here's that walk down, right back to same. Now, what is that fifth is the same as the new root, right? Well, a quick, easy idea would be, rather than just play it again, which you can definitely play it again, but go down a half step from that, right? So if it's the C, in this case, from my F to my new C chord, it happens to be that B natural again, but I could use it, right? If I'm playing those 2 bars of F to to that C chord. Oops, sorry, wrong fifth. You get the idea. It's just that nice little passing tone, little color thing. I wouldn't do it all the time, but it works really nice. It just adds, just again, a little more color to just that bottom top idea. But you have to start somewhere, so start with that, right? Okay, what if you have two chords in the same measure, right? What if you're playing a song, maybe it's even a jazzed up version of a blues, right? And they threw a 2-5 in there, or a whatever, a 2-5 on beats 1 and 3, right? Well, do I play, you know, make them quarter notes? You could. But I would say just play root, root, right? Drop the fifth. Don't worry about it, right? Your first initial concentration is, can I keep that half note feel on the bottom? If you happen to have, say, like 4 chords or something in that measure, right? They do this like 2-5, 2-5 kind of thing. Then just play all the roots, right? Don't overthink it. We want to hear the roots. We want to hear the new roots of new chords. So if they happen to be on off beats rather than that 1-3 or something, right? It's probably not happening through the whole tune. The general feel of that whole tune is still that half note on the bottom feel. So stick to that. And if there are some other chords, man, especially if they're on beats 1 and 3, which, you know, most of the time, 90% of the time probably, with our, at least American Songbook jazz tunes, they're, you know, they're on beats 1 and 3, right? So just grab root, root, and then carry on with your root 5s or maybe root 3s, right? So, hey, I hope that helped. Again, just a quick basic idea of playing a bass line. If you want to double it, right, if you're just like, oh man, I get so tired of that, you know, 2 feel, and I want to play that 4 feel, I want to play those quarter notes on the bottom, you know, you could double it up, right, without getting into a huge bass line idea. Just double it, right? I could go bottom, bottom, top, top, or I could even go back and forth, right? It's not, again, super exciting, but it still gives you that quarter note feel on the bottom that happens rather than just that half note, right? If you want the next quick step to do with a 4 feel, just play the chord tones up. That's it, right? If you have an F7, just bottom to top, walk up your 4 notes of your 7th chord, and there you go. You have your 4 feel, right? Maybe you come out of those last 4 bars, you know, and that 2 feel, and then you're like, hey man, I'm gonna walk it. Totally fine. It all works, right? It's all keeping it simple. It's just that root 5, and then maybe adding that 3rd and 7th on the 2 and 4 beats if you want that 4 feel. But again, don't overthink it. It's all about groove first. And then you can add more and more notes, right? The more advanced and more comfortable you feel with it. So anyways, I hope this helped. You know, take this past the blues, take it to your, you know, autumn leaves, blue bossa, whatever, you know, standards or jazz tunes you're working on, and see what happens. Just, again, easy beats 1, beats 3, root 5, and take it from there. So, hey, thanks so much for listening. I hope this helped. If you have any other questions, comments, feel free to comment below, and I'd love to help you out if I can. So also you can check out my website. That's thejdorland.com. I've got more information on my lessons and performances and whatnot on there. So thanks so much for listening. I will see you next time.